as you guys know, I'm engaged, and if you don't know, there's my engagement pictures vlog. You should go see it. Yeah, but I'm engaged, and I'm actually a wedding content creator, an event content creator. So I'm kind of familiar with the wedding industry, but the thing that no one told me is I would love to plan someone else's wedding, and I can do it with such ease and calmness. When it comes to my wedding, I went crazy. And not crazy in the way that, oh, I'm going crazy, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. No, I was actually going cuckoo in my mind while I was trying to see what I really wanted for the day and what my fiance wanted for the day. But to be clear, my fiance said if it was for me, I would just go to the court and get married. So it was more me that had a confusion because he was going with the flow. So in this vlog, we're gonna get what our wedding plans are gonna be, which are totally different from what most people do, and why we chose them. Plans we have apart because if we're doing any parties additional from wedding, engagement party, or things like that, since we live in Texas and our whole family is in Puerto Rico, all of that tea before the actual wedding planning starts will be in this vlog. So here's the thing, our wedding plans changed a lot from what I thought I would have. Since I was little, I always dreamed about my wedding day. And not even quinceañeras, no, I wanted wedding day. Like, I was obsessed with weddings. The thing about that, when you grow up, I got this confusion that I thought I wanted this big ass wedding because it's always been my dream, and I surprised myself with what I really like right now and what I really want for my fiance and I right now. So, saying that, we went from a really big list of people coming to our wedding and wedding planning process to we're not having a traditional wedding anymore. Like, literally not a traditional wedding, not like the I'm gonna do private vows and that's not so traditional. I'm gonna do the first look. No. We went completely separate from that. We're not having a traditional wedding at all. We're gonna elope. So here's the thing with weddings that so much brides don't realize. There's a lot of money that goes into it. And so we moved to Texas in September of 2025, and our whole family is in Puerto Rico, apart from one of my cousins and my sister. So one of the things that was obvious at the beginning was, do we want to have our wedding in Puerto Rico with everyone, or do we want to have a destination wedding? My sister had a destination wedding in Punta Cana, so that opened the door for me to explore more and see, oh, I can really have a destination wedding because I know my family will be open to go. But with that came all of the bills. We first thought we were gonna go to Italy with the whole family, but that's so far from Puerto Rico. It's like a 12-hour trip. Apart from that, it's a lot of expenses, not only for us, but for our family. So that came out of the planning list really quickly. After that, I started exploring Cancun because when my sister got married in Punta Cana, we saw that it was an all-inclusive resort. So after you pay everything, you can go in, you can drink as much as you want, you can eat as much as you want, you have entertainment, you have like 24/7 for 5 days a week, you have something. And you don't have to put extra money into it. But I didn't want Punta Cana because my sister got married there and I wanted something different. So we explored Cancun because it's kind of the same vibes, the same options, but with different culture. So our family and us will see something totally different. With that, after we explored like 3 hotels, if I'm not mistaken, we saw that even though it was really great for our whole family and it wasn't that much money, when everything came into place and we started adding things to the wedding itself that we need to pay, the taxes for it was so much money that we were like, okay, I guess not Cancun. And I was sad because honestly, I was sticking by it. I was like, no, we're gonna get married in Cancun no matter what. We're gonna go with the family, 5-day trip. But with doing all of that, I discovered that my priority in the wedding wasn't as much as the actual going with the family somewhere, because if it was that, we would just get married in Puerto Rico. But it was putting so much money into one day was bothering me, and my fiance and I are so much about the travel and the things that you can explore in the world and see new things every single day. So, seeing that my priority in this with so much money was travel and seeing what the world can offer to us, it became so much clear what I wanted. So, at the end of the day, the final decision for where I'm getting married, or may I say, where I'm eloping, we're going to Italy. We're eloping in Lake Como, Italy in 2028, and it's pretty far out, but let me tell you why I'm starting this wedding diaries now. We decided to elope in Italy, and when that came clear, we decided to just go the two of us, rent a boat, make a whole day out of it. And the good thing about that is that the pressure is so much, all the pressure is off. All of it is off because we can do our private dinner, we can do our vows, we can take our pictures, and after that, I can go and eat a gelato in my wedding dress because I don't have a timeline. I can do whatever I want with my husband that day, and we don't need to stick by anyone. We can stick by each other and actually make our wedding day about us, completely about us. Saying that, obviously there's things that come into consideration. We've been talking to vendors, but there's a language barrier because I want my officiant to be able to speak and do our ceremony in Spanish since that's our main language, and I still haven't found someone, so we're still looking into that. We have to get legally married here in Texas before going to Italy, but there we can have our parents if you want, we can have our close family, my man of honor if he's able to come. So at the end of the day, I'm still gonna have that moment with those that are closer to me. So for this, I'm actually not hiring a planner. I did communicate when I was going to get married in Cancun with wedding planners, and I loved someone helping me, but I do work in the wedding industry, so I do know how these things run, and making an elopement, it doesn't necessarily make it so much easier in the bank so much, because something that people misunderstand about elopement, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily gonna be no money at all. You know, like we're eloping, but still we want to feel it like our wedding day. So we are, like I said, renting a boat, private dinner, the stay, like all of these things go into part. But I do want to make it on my own. I want to save as much money as I can. And normally, when you hire a photographer in Italy, at least the one that we're looking at, she helps you with vendors and all of these things because it's such a simple process when it comes to the wedding day. It's not that much hours that go into it. You don't have a party after that needs to be running by time. So I do recommend a planner if you're doing a whole wedding, or at least a day of coordinator. Like that makes a huge difference. But for the elopement, I don't see it necessary for me. There's some people that see it necessary, and that's good for them. I just want to save as much money as I can. Now you know that I'm eloping in Italy. Here comes the big question. What about the family? Which, let me just say, your wedding day shouldn't be about your family. It should be about you and what you and your fiance think it's right. That's what you should go with always. But I'm a big family person, and my family throws a fiesta at whatever they can. Like if they could do a fiesta every Friday. If they could do a fiesta every Friday, they would. So I do want to be able to enjoy this chapter of my life and my fiance's life with our families combined at least once in our life. So we are throwing an engagement party in Puerto Rico. We still don't have the date, but that's why I'm starting this wedding diaries with time, because there's two things that we're planning. There's our bachelorette and everything, which my man of honor is mostly in charge of that, but I still want to have a little part of it. Like I'm excited. I don't get a whole wedding to plan, so I do want to plan at least some things. Our engagement party in Puerto Rico is gonna be La Dolce Vita because we do want to bring Italy to Puerto Rico. Still have to get all of the details. This is just the beginning. If I'm being completely honest, I don't have everything. I'm extremely type A, that I can tell you. But I don't have every single thing because we decided all of this thing not so long ago, and it became like certain because we went, well, I went, if I'm being completely honest, I went, not my fiance, I went back and forth on where we were gonna get married, what were we gonna do. So we decided this like permanently not so long ago, so I don't have every single detail. But now comes the fun part because it was so draining trying to decide what I envisioned for my big day, what I wanted to do and put in my fiance in mind, because obviously he's so personal. He's someone that's more, not per se shy, but he likes his personal space. Let's just say that. So I didn't want a 200 people party when it's also his party. And I'm also someone that the battery runs out like this. So that was not for us. So yeah, an engagement party goes, at least so we can have that special moment with our family members, have our two families combine, meet each other, because they do have kind of the same vibe. They like fiestas, both of them. And yeah, I'm excited for that. Anyway, we still have a lot in the journey. So if you want to follow along through all of this journey, subscribe, like this video, and let's see where this whole thing takes us.